Welcome to the Pixel Clicks podcast. We talk about video games and stuff on this show. I'm Jordan. This is a cup of Kentucky bourbon, and today's shirt is brought to you by tfury.com, who we are not sponsored by. Not even by that bourbon. Sponsored by nobody, really.
We're sponsored by
as
Sony.
Always,
sponsored by love.
As always, I'm not alone. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves? Shane, let's start with you.
Shane. Who's that? My name is Sony Fanboy 2015, and I have with me Miyazaki from Software.
This is going to be a great show. Sergio, how about you?
Hey, my name is Sergio, and I love to rap. Every day I come back, I need to sat on a beanbag chair.
And play PlayStation 4.
Oh, snap!
And I hate PlayStation people.
I hate you.
And of course, Cody.
Hi, I'm Cody, and I am sponsored by Suave. You should buy it right now. My hair is sponsored by it.
Yes, we're not sponsored by anything. Nothing at all. We are not sponsored by anything at all. Let's get right down to it. What's been going on in the wonderful world of video games, guys?
Microsoft dropped it like it was hot this week.
Yes, they did. GDC is happening right now as we speak. When you're hearing these words coming from my face, GDC is happening. And at GDC, Microsoft made a couple announcements. Some interesting announcements, I should say.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the best announcement that they talked about up in there. This Microsoft kid coming up on the streets because he's on fire. He spits hot fire. His mom's spaghetti. His hands are sweaty. He's vomited. Anyway, they're so good that they decided not to charge people for Xbox Live on their PCs, dog. Yeah.
Yes. That's interesting.
Keeping it real.
How do you guys feel about that? So Microsoft is really pushing for Windows 10 to be a thing across really gaming and PC and like consoles and everything. Hard. Yeah, so they're doing a thing where anything that can run Windows 10 PCs or consoles they can all play together and all that good stuff, but Xbox One players have to pay for Xbox Live Gold, whereas people on PC who are playing the same games do not have to pay anything whatsoever, aside for buying the games, which rightfully has made a few console gamers quite furious. So
I think what's smart on their? I mean, I understand where console gamers are coming from, but they already tried this with Game for Windows Live. If you remember when that first came out, like you had to pay $60 a year for it, and no one touched the damn thing. It was a pariah. Amongst all the other issues with Games for Windows Live, that was just the tip of the iceberg, but no one was going to pay that much money for something, especially when PC, I mean, we're used to not paying for that thing. So I think they learned their lessons with that to go, hey, nobody used it last time. We really want people to use it this time. Maybe we shouldn't charge for it.
What were you trying to say, Sergio?
I think they should charge extra money for the PC people because they don't know what it's like to be so good to have Xbox Live. I think they're going the wrong way with this free business.
How am I going to afford max paying 4 if you got to give me all this money, man?
Oh, shit. You got me there. You legitimately got me there. The more max paying that goes to people, the merrier.
The thing I find interesting about the whole thing is that sure, console gamers are going to be mad that that we still have to pay $60 for Xbox Live Gold, but at the end of the day, we're still going to pay $60 no matter what. Like we want to play games online. We want to use the service itself, so we're going to pay the $60. It doesn't affect console gamers at all, really. Because we're still paying what we've been playing, except now there's people on PC playing those same games, sometimes with us as well. So,
what it comes down to really is I guess the argument you could say for the consoles having to pay for it is that Microsoft does handle a lot of the infrastructure stuff and you get other services like music and whatnot. Yeah. But ultimately, if you buy an Xbox, you don't have any choice but to give them the money. On PC, I mean, if you don't want to touch, their games for Windows or whatever they're going to call it, Xbox on PC, or you don't have to. There's Steam, there's Origin, there's Gamersgate, there's GOG. I mean, Gamersgate, law. I did the same thing everyone does. Gamergate. I feel so bad for Gamersgate because they're probably like, God, everybody hates us now.
Yeah. They're like, why do people keep calling us like misogynist?
We're not misogynistic. We're just a game store, I swear.
We're misogynistic. Yeah. We hate soggy stuff.
Yeah. And I totally said that wrong too. My brain's... But yeah.
Yeah,
there's alternatives though. I mean, is what I'm trying to say on PC.
There's a ton of alternatives.
You're not forced into using it. If you want to play the Xbox exclusives, yes, you have to use that service. But to use all the other games that PC has, you can use everyone else who doesn't charge you. So it'd be shooting themselves in the foot to charge us.
Yeah,
especially when I mean, surprisingly, you're going so damn hard on this. I was not expecting the moves they've been making. I thought it was the typical yearly Microsoft, we can do better for PC, guys. Trust us. This year will be different. This year sounds like it may actually be different.
Yeah.
I
mean, we kind of glossed over it, but people on PC, when they get Windows 10, they're going to be able to cross-play with people on Xbox One. And that's a huge, huge, huge thing to happen because that doesn't happen normally. I mean, you have some
for
instances
multiplayer games. Oh man,
yeah, multiplayer games. Like you do not see that happen. There's I can only think of one I can only think of one other game that does crossplay, and that's Final Fantasy 14 that goes from PC to PS4 and PS3. Everyone plays together. Like that's a thing that I've always wanted in my life. Like we should all just be able to play together. Why I don't like that there's what.
Remember that old Shadowrun game for Xbox 360? That was cross-platform also.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
I think Portal 2
it just wasn't a good game, unfortunately.
Yes, Portal 2 was also cross.
3.
Yeah, PS3 and PC, I believe, right?
Nobody cares about the PC version.
Yeah.
PC and PS3.
But yeah, I mean this is amazing news because on a business standpoint, I feel like Phil Spencer's a freaking genius for heading up Xbox by saying, hey, PC gamers, you guys can play these games too. And then, granted, Xbox One players
I'm glad you can admit defeat and say that the Xbox One lost.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And with this move, there's literally nothing to lose. Because for the people that are like, well, screw this, I'm just going to go to PC now. Well, guess what? Xbox is not losing anybody. They still have all the stuff on PC now. So, it's a literal win-win for Xbox entirely. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But
I'm just, if this is truly happening and they truly do get most of the major games, because they said it, they only really hinted at that they'll get the Xbox exclusives. They didn't guarantee it, and it sounds like it's still going to be up to the developer to port. But we all know what I'm getting at. Halo. If I can play Halo on PC, I'm going to wet myself like a little boy, because that's a dream I've had since Halo 2, which was terrible on PC, and then everything since then that said fuck you don't get it.
I mean,
but
it would be.
It's still if they don't do it, I think that's going to be a big hit to the program, because if even Microsoft's not willing to put their biggest dog in the program, nobody else is going to.
Yeah,
but if they do it, that's going to be huge. I mean, if you want to guarantee every PC gamer downloads this program and starts doing it, there's no better way than putting Halo 5 on. It'll be a guarantee.
They're trying to make an even ground with all of their platforms, meaning PC and the Xbox or whatever. That would be a great idea to have exclusives be on PC as well. I mean, that would be amazing.
Granted, it would no longer be exclusives, really. They probably just changed the Microsoft exclusives at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if they would just make it so that you could only use it if you had something for Xbox. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, with this program, if they don't include Halo in the deal, that would be like the Seahawks getting intercepted in the last second of the Super Bowl. That's what that would be like. They'd be dropping the ball so hard.
Damn!
They're going to give you Halo, but they're going to give you Halo Wars. They're not going to give you...
Oh, God. Yeah.
And the thing is, the Halo Wars that they give you, will only be playable on gamepad and not keyboard and mouse.
And it's remastered.
That's the other thing, though, too. That's a good point, though, Sergio. Like you said, is will these games that get ported over to PC through this program have the things that PC people typically desire, like mouse and keyboard, or will it just be a straight port? You need a controller, because that's totally a possibility. That could be something that hits PC adoption rate. Because I feel like for Halo, I don't think it'd be too much of an issue, but for other games, I think people would wet themselves so much over getting Halo, it wouldn't matter that you have to use a gamepad. I would use a gamepad as much as I hate it if it meant I got to play Halo. But for other games in the program, I think that would be a big hit. Against it, I mean, like not a good hit.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be kind of dumb if they didn't have some sort of Halo or some sort of Gears of War or some sort of, I'm trying to think of another, Forza. Like, it'd be weird if none of those games ended up coming to PC, because like, what would be the point of that? Again, Seahawks Super Bowl, missed opportunity. That's what that would be.
Yeah.
But let's move away from Microsoft right now. I believe there was some sort of there's supposed to be a big announcement that happened on the third day of the third month at the third hour of the afternoon.
And we got it, and it's VR headsets from Steam machines.
Yep.
Hey, I'm not even mad. I mean, that's a good announcement, if nothing else.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Well, they gave a bunch of announcements. To their credit, it was a bunch of announcements. It wasn't just like one announcement.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They did announce the more details on Steam machines. They did announce show off the final version of the controller. But the big takeaway, they also had Source 2, big announcement. Yeah. But of course, the big takeaway was their new VR project. VR is the new hotness. Everybody's doing it.
Yes,
Sony's doing it,
including Microsoft with their
HoloLens.
Oh, what is
somebody on Reddit though
Microsoft
pointed out
HoloLens.
the difference? Microsoft's is augmented reality, whereas
true.
Yeah, they're not trying to go as deep into it,
because they can't handle virtual reality.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Microsoft HoloLens being augmented reality rather than virtual reality is a calculated risk, in that they know Sony's working on Morpheus. They know that Oculus Rift is a thing. If they were to put their foot forward into this, like, it's their battle to lose. They already failed horribly with the Kinect. So they made this other peripheral that isn't as good as the other things out there. Like, what would be the point of that, you know?
It's not as good in the realm of like video games in VR, but they've very well aimed it at other purposes, like things like engineering and stuff like that. Professional uses could be.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Microsoft has a knack for inventing things that don't work with video games. So I mean, like you were just saying, Kinect, not a good video game thing, but pretty cool with engineering and creating stuff there. And this virtual augmented reality thing, I don't think it's really that useful for video games, but that's just me until someone proves me otherwise. And I think it would be really cool for other stuff, but not so much like Oculus or any of that other thing.
I think you could see stuff like, maybe like, have Army Men or something like that, or like the what is that stupid figurine game that is hotter than hell?
Skylanders.
Skylanders, thank you.
Yeah.
Skylanders. That's stupid. Not going to get an endorsement now.
We are not sponsored by Skylanders.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but like that I think that would be perfect for an augmented reality type thing, or card games, or like Army Men figurines or stuff like that. I mean, imagine like you look at your room and you've got like your sofa and things like that, and like enemies are popping out from behind your sofa or monsters, and you gotta like shoot them. Things like that. That could be really cool, and that's something that you couldn't do with a full VR.
Yeah, like one thing I would really want from HoloLens is like imagine like a scary video game or something like. You'd be wearing HoloLens and like you turn the corner in your house and there's a freaking demon standing in front of you. Like
fix Silent Hill with augmented reality.
PT?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
if you played PT with that, I would throw up in my HoloLens and it would shoot back in my face.
I would never play PT with augmented reality. Nope.
If you
never
that probably I've read stories of people who use the
Oculus.
The VR headsets with alien isolation, and I heard it just pumps up how intense that thing is, and I'm sure it would.
Jeez.
You know what we need to do? We need to get ourselves a sponsorship from Oculus Rift, and then we need to send that over to Jordan and make him play Alien.
Yeah.
Man, just
Oculus Rift.
Insane.
You heard us. Sponsor us so that we can get Jordan to play.
You want to see Jordan poop his pants live on Twitch?
Really quickly, since we're talking about Steam and all that stuff, I just want to mention how much of a mess that Steam controller looks like. I mean, it looks like somebody just kind of threw up on it. I have it to me. Oh, by the way, literally is no longer means literally in the dictionary. It means figuratively. But to me, that thumbstick on the controller it's official, yeah, on the Oxford Dictionary. To me, that joystick on that controller makes me think of like a mouth with one tooth, and it's just ridiculous.
It is a little weird, I will say, for sure. But the thing is, the big pads are supposed to be the joysticks.
Yeah, so what's that joystick doing there?
I think the joystick isn't really necessarily to be a joystick. It's just like instead of having a directional pad, they just made a little tiny joystick instead. Because like, why have 4 directions when you could have 8?
I guess.
More buttons.
I don't know. I don't know, you guys.
I'm just gonna put my Xbox One controller into my Steam machine. That's specifically the $50 Stream one. I forget what it's called.
You don't want to rub your fingers all over those big circle pads. Ooh, that felt so good.
How much are Steam machines anyway?
Okay, so let me talk you through this. There are 3 tiers. All right. There's the everyday value menu, which is the $50 Stream one, which is technically not a Steam machine, but it technically is. It streams your computer games from your real PC to your little thing, which looks like a passport, and you just put it onto your TV and you can play it in your living room.
So it's basically Vita TV.
It's like a Roku. Yeah,
TV.
It's like Vita TV, Roku or Chromecast, one of those.
Okay.
It's like that. So that's $50, and I'm gonna get that one. Then you bump yourself to standard console pricing, which is about $450 to $550. And they typically come with a controller, or they don't need to, but it's like they're competitively priced. They're $450 up to like $700, $600 or something. And then, which is the middle of the road tier. Then the higher tier is like thousands of dollars. There are up to $1,500 up to $7,000 Steam machines. And those guys
7,000.
Yeah, I think it's 7,000.
I want to know what the hell's in that, because I can't even think of what you could put in a computer to make it 7,000.
It may have been a 1, and I just thought it looked like a 7. Whatever. All I know is that there's one that's
it's got like 8 video cards.
Yeah,
So,
they have like the Titan X's or Titan Z's. I forget whatever. They have and all that XYZ Elemental P. They have all that in there, and it comes with a jewel that you stick in your belly button that turns on the machine. There are concubines that come out of the USB drives. There is also a lamp that has 2 wishes because the first one was a Steam machine. So there you go. And there is also a child. There is one child that you can or cannot adopt, and it's up to you.
Do we get to pick the race?
No, they all come Indonesian.
God, I really wanted Cambodian, but it's fine. It's fine. Go on. Just go on.
Love is deeper than skin, you racist.
That's what they say.
But yeah, so from $50 up to, let's say, $5,000.
So, what you're telling me is that Steam machines are pointless to buy.
They are PCs.
They're basically PCs, but they're designed with a OS that is a bit more in your face with the gaming. It's more plug and play. It's not like you have Windows and you go, I have Windows here. How do I get to
also
video?
You don't
like it's just straight.
Also, you don't have. Also, they're designed to be in the living room, so they don't have like horrific towers sticking out everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's one of the main things, making it smaller.
Yeah. They have HDMI output in the back, 2 USB ports. For your keyboard and mouse if you so choose. It's wireless. They're typically wireless, and there is.
I think a student has a question, Sergio.
Yeah, sorry, I was just letting you know.
No, he's just riding a bull.
Oh, that makes sense. Riding a bull. Okay.
So can you guys tell me who Steam machines are for?
They're for people who want to play PC games, but don't want to deal with the mess of building a PC. Which, that would have been me before I made my movie, because I wouldn't have. Had it not been for my movie, I would have bought a Steam machine. But because I needed to make a PC that was cheap but really good, I had to figure out and build my own. So, I no longer fall into that camp, since I know kind of how PCs kind of work now. But it's for console players that want that PC experience.
That's basically what it comes down to. Is the biggest argument you always hear against PC gaming is like, when I tell somebody they should get a PC and come play with me, like, I don't want to do that. You gotta thousands of dollars, and I gotta put everything together. And no, I just want my console, sit down, plug it in, and get to play. That's exactly what a Steam box is for.
Yeah.
A Steam machine now. That's exactly that. It's to counter that major argument everyone always has against PC, that it's too complicated. Now it's not. It's a tiny box. You hook it in your TV. You push play. You play a game. Is it necessarily something that a lot of people use? I don't know. Even as a PC person myself, I admit it does seem like one hell of a gimmick.
I'm just stoked for that little streaming device, because I would like to play some of these games.
That I could see being very popular.
Yeah.
The actual machines, I don't know how that's going to go.
And just so you know, that all these other Steam machines are just partners with different companies. That little streaming device is the only one that's from Valve.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, okay, you said that Steam machines are for console gamers that want a PC experience. I feel like it's more like PC gamers that want a console experience. Like, that's kind of what it seems like to me. Like,
yeah, maybe, yeah.
Because I mean,
I think you could swing it either way. I think you could swing either way.
I don't know. Well, for me personally, I know tons and tons of console gamers, and they could give two shits if they ever play a computer game. Like I don't know. I know who's like, oh yeah, I love playing Call of Duty and playing Madden and stuff, and StarCraft 2. I know zero people like that.
No.
I think like the low tier with the streaming, like Sergio was saying, and now eating, is like that do well.
Yeah.
And
Sergio's hungry,
mid-tier,
okay?
Yeah.
What?
Mute your mic, bro.
What?
You are demolishing a bag, my friend, and it is incredible.
Oh yeah, it's Sorry, I'm strangling a person with Saran wrap on their mouth. Give me a second.
As you do sometimes.
Yeah.
It was that Indonesian child that I had that came out of my Steam box. Sorry, I didn't want him.
Oh man. But yeah, and then like the mid tier. I think the mid tier though, that could be. I think that's the only thing out of the actual computers that is going to do well. I don't think anybody's going to drop $1,000+ on something that's running a Steam OS. Yeah. But the mid tiers that are designed to be comparable, if not slightly more powerful than the consoles for a comparable, if not slightly more expensive price.
Unlimited power!
Those might do something. But I really have no idea who they're trying to sell the expensive ones to.
I have a question for the unknowledgeable.
Shane?
Steam OS. Are you able to get that separately and install it on your computer over Windows?
I believe so, because I think it's been out for quite a while now. Okay. I think Big Picture is a version of it. Yeah.
Okay. Like a pared down version.
Yeah.
So okay. So say I buy a Steam machine, like a mid tier Steam machine. Like I dropped $500 for the Steam machine. Would it still be able to play like high end, like new PC games like 3 years from now?
I feel like it'll be just like a PC. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just like a PC.
console. It'll just be like they should be swappable. I think they're openable.
Are they?
I think it depends on the manufacturer, because I believe I've seen some of them that you couldn't.
Okay, if there's swappable parts, then that's perfectly fine then.
Yeah, I think some of them, I'm pretty sure some of them are, and that basically makes them no different than a PC. It's just pre-made with a logo that happens to have an OS on it. It's a little bit more gamer friendly. I mean, it's really no different than selling like laptops and things like that.
So saying, audience, you don't know what we're talking about.
So do we know? Is there a release date for Steam machines yet?
November.
Okay, so in November, when I buy myself a Steam machine, we're gonna find out how well these things stack up.
Valve sends us one
to current gen consoles.
I'm just curious about that
current
controller.
Yeah,
and we'll figure out how to use that goddamn control.
There's a slot where you put your tongue on, and then you have to put one edge of it on your nipple, and that powers the device.
Yes,
and then,
I heard that.
Nipple
that's
power.
how you're able to use it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's really intuitive because everyone has nipples. There's not a person that does not have nipples, so it works for everyone. So it's gender equal. It's perfect. Everyone could use it.
Everyone tells me men can't lactate. Have you ever tried? I haven't.
I've tried multiple times.
Legitimately, if you drink enough soy milk, you can lactate. Males can lactate.
Very true.
I gotta
Very
drink
true.
some more soy milk then.
You gotta. I mean, you have not lived until you have lactated, my friend. You have not lived.
You have not lived until you've, helped a life nourish itself with your soy milk breast.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like recycling this. You have some soy milk, it comes out, you do it again. And it's like,
so basically,
how long can you keep drinking like your own milk and produce milk from your milk? Is this like
speaking of bodily fluid, Nvidia is poop.
Oh my god!
Really?
That's gonna be the name of That's the name of the episode. It's just gonna be speaking of bodily fluid. Nvidia ...
I'm actually gonna write that one down.
I would have turned that around, Sergio. I would have made it.
Sorry, but I had it. I had it in my sights. I saw it. And I couldn't give it up. We were talking about bodily fluids, and the name of this section was just too good to pass up. So
Nvidia had a little talk during GDC.
Apparently, it was poop.
Yes, they showed some things. According to Kotaku, most of it was meh. So, what did they show, guys? What did Nvidia have to offer? What did they put on the table?
They have the Shield again.
Basically, they're just shoving Shield in everything.
Like Marvel Shield?
No. Did you see the conference? Because they made a straight comparison to that. They showed like a movie on the Shield, and it was the Avengers. It was Captain America 2, and they were like, "Whew, their name's Shield. Isn't that interesting?" They literally made that dumb joke.
That actually makes me kind of sad. That makes me legitimately sad. That conference
was amazing. Anyone who says it was dumb is an idiot, because it is not the stuff in the conference that they showed. It was all the entirely way too stupid jokes like that they made. He was making joke after joke that was just like, "What are you doing, man? You're embarrassing yourself. Just shut up."
That sounds amazing.
I laughed my ass off at it.
I wish I didn't have a day job and I could just watch it. I wish I could have watched this.
I didn't care about anything they announced.
It went until like how long was it again? It was until like 11 p.m.
An hour and a half.
Oh, okay, wait. What is the Shield, by the way?
So basically, there's multiple. There's the Shield tablet or like controller thingamajig that they've had for a while now.
Oh, it's
like a portable thing, yeah. And then that's the Shield that they've had. Then they announced Shield, which is basically their answer to the low-end Steam machine and Chromecast and things like that.
Oh, okay.
It does video games, it does movies, TV, things like that. It's based on Android. They showed like Google TV and things like that. And it's
hypothetically, it's supposed to stream in 4K and 60 frames per second.
Supposedly,
and the Steam one's supposed to stream at 1080, 60 frames per second.
Yeah, and the Nvidia one, but the big thing for that was that it could play video games on it, and it's essentially, I believe they said it was 2 times more powerful than an Xbox 360. So it's not going to be playing this gen games, but they never tried to say that. They just said hey, everything, all those great console games that came out last generation, they're still great. Why not play them again? Is basically their thing.
So it's as powerful as 2 Xbox 360s. So it's as powerful as a PS3.
Boom!
I like that one.
Wait, one more combo.
Oh, somebody just got fucked. Oh, you can't see me, but my pants are
pitching so many tents.
They showed a couple of games doing relatively well. They showed the latest Borderlands was on there. It had terrible FPS. It was really kind of embarrassing. It was super choppy. They showed a couple other things. They have a special store that they're gonna have for it, and they had I guess for the first year they're gonna have a bunch of free games. And they had Witcher 3 is supposedly gonna be on it, and things like that. But stuff like that that's really powerful actually isn't ran on the Shield box. No. That was the third part of their announcement, is they're going for the OnLive type service. They believe they've solved that, streaming video games and things like that. And that was where
that Borderlands glitch out?
Right. Well, Borderlands was apparently played on it.
Yeah.
The footage that they supposedly showed,
they figured it out, but they couldn't make it work.
Flawless. Yeah. Supposedly they have machines at all the Amazon server boxes, and they've been setting up things everywhere, and if it works the way they're saying it is, it's
I saw this reenacted.
It has a far better selection than online.
I saw this reenacted in a movie recently in Chappie. The robot creates a server cloud system with 20 PS4s.
It has to be PS4, so you can't use anything else.
No, yeah, but he just steals a bunch of PS4s and makes a bunch of cloud stuff. So I've seen this before. They're doing that.
They showed some racing game. I don't know what it was. It was Forza or something, and it looked really good. But all these E3 type presentations, everyone knows they're BSing their way out of it. So they're I bet good money the supposed server they were streaming it from was a machine right behind them. But if it works, it could be great. But because they had stuff, like I said, like Witcher 3, they said supposedly completely maxed out. The new Batman maxed out, and you wouldn't have to go and buy a computer or console capable of running it maxed out. You would just buy the $200 Shield and stream it to your house, and still get the full experience of it having maxed out for a fraction of the price. But with the lag of having it streamed, that's what it really comes down to, is how much lag this introduces, because as much as 10, 20 milliseconds can really impact your your reaction time, especially in high speed games like shooters and things like that. And which is why I think they tried to show that racing game to show hey, you can go super fast in your race car and still drive fine. The lag's not a problem.
Interesting. So should I buy a Nvidia Shield or any of these things?
Shield, I think I would not buy it until it's been thoroughly tested because I want to believe that they fixed the streaming because that would be a huge step forward. Shane has just disappeared.
I'll be right back.
No, that's because they could just disappear like PlayStation Now. That's not really there.
I mean, if they make it work, it'd be great. But it's not like it's the first time that it's been tried, and everything so far has failed. So
hopefully
tanked.
See, like my hope is that I can stream games because sometimes I can't buy games. Sometimes I want a game like Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wolfenstein.
So Wolfenstein, they came out with a new trailer for Wolfenstein called The Old Blood. And I don't know if you guys have seen this trailer, but it's amazing.
Kind of awesome.
Yeah, like
I haven't even played the first Wolfenstein, and I was like, this trailer looks dope.
Yeah, like just by watching the trailer for The Old Blood, which is a prequel to The New Order, which is the newest Wolfenstein game. This is a standalone DLC prequel to Wolfenstein: The New Order, and
I just want a quick shout out that I love the trend of standalone DLC, and I definitely hope it happens more often. I'm totally okay with DLC when it's standalone like this.
Standalone DLC is the best kind of DLC in my book. Like last year when they came out with Infamous First Light, that was fantastic. I actually really liked Infamous First Light more than I liked Infamous Second Son, the whole game.
Blood Dragon for Far Cry. A lot of people thought that was better.
Blood Dragon was amazing.
Blood Dragon was the best game ever.
There's another one for Forza Horizon 2. In April 1st, if you have Xbox One, you can download a portion that's based off of Fast and Furious for free. And it's standalone.
Why not?
It's based off of Furious 7. It's the best thing ever.
That's cool.
Luda gives you your missions.
Luda!
See, I'm okay with like movie and like tie-ins and stuff like that because that's well done.
Yes.
It's not just like shoving a trailer in front of you like, hey, watch this trailer to download a free car. Like, you actually get to do something cool.
I guess this even goes back further to like Ground Zeroes, to also what's it called?
Ground Zero is perfect example.
They also did one for one of the zombie games way back. It was the sequel to Dead Rising, Dead Rising 2.
Oh,
they did that one.
Oh, yes, they did.
Cool I think that was the first one that technically did it. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff.
And there's been lots of standalone expansions, if you want to consider those standalone.
Dead Island Riptide.
Nope.
Yeah.
Never.
That was afterwards.
All the Dawn of War 2 games were all standalone.
They were.
Stop talking about things that made me sound wrong.
Well, I'm really looking forward to Wolfenstein: The Old Blood because
if you haven't played,
apparently, apparently in The Old Blood, you.
Let's just let Sergio go ahead because apparently he's very.
Apparently, in The Old Blood, you play as Max Payne.
Ah! You have a bald head and you have to kill Nazis, but in slow motion.
Wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Now, I was just going to say, if you haven't played Wolfenstein: The New Order, you should. It's good.
Yeah. I feel like just by seeing the trailer for The Old Blood, it makes me want to buy Wolfenstein: The New Order so I could play through it first before I play the Old Blood, even though Old Blood's a prequel. And what I like about it is that apparently you break into the old Castle Wolfenstein, and you fight.
Castle Waffelstein.
Castle Waffelstein. You break into the old Castle Waffelstein, and you fight a deranged
Waffle
guard of some sort. Which I really want them to say it's Mecha Hitler, but I don't know.
Mecha Waffle.
Making a waffle
That's the best
sign?
picture in my head of just like a talking waffle. Like, come at me, Nazi scum.
Mecha Waffle with a Hitler mustache.
That's an evil waffle.
Hitler waffle?
Nope, that's not.
Nope. We're not going there.
Chicken Hitler.
Yeah.
Chicken Hitler.
I just want a game where you get to punch Hitler right in the balls of his heart.
Balls.
I want to play a game where you get to punch the waffle in the balls.
Actually, yes, I want that game. Let us punch
That's gonna be a
waffles.
trip to explain that.
Maybe we'll make that game using the new Unreal Engine that just came out.
Boom!
True. As a part of Valve's talk, they unveiled. Nope,
What?
that's Source.
What?
That's Source 2.
Whoa!
Wrong one entirely.
Unreal, not
Unreal is a thing.
They
Tell
didn't
us about
show
this
Source
guy.
2.
Done.
It was weird how they announced Source 2. Because it was like, they showed it at the conference, but they didn't really say anything. And then in a press release after the after their show, it was like, oh yeah, we have Steam 2, Source 2 guys, by the way.
Okay, just real quick, since we just said that there's Source 2, I think personally, I think they've been waiting to finish Half-Life 3 because of Source 2. So now, in 10 years from now, we'll finally get Half-Life.
Yeah, exactly.
I can believe that.
Yeah, because I mean, like, otherwise they'd be making it on the same engine as Half-Life 2. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. What's up, kitty?
So.
I think the problem with Half-Life really comes down to the way Valve is managed. Like, nobody's really in charge. Nobody can really order somebody to make X product. It's pretty much everybody
doesn't tell anybody to do anything at Valve.
And because of that, like, nobody really wants to take the mantle of having to make Half-Life 3. That's an insane responsibility. Yeah. And you don't get you don't get to make a fresh product. You have to follow a very set story. You have an incredible cliffhanger that you have to address immediately in the next game. They set themselves into a very tough spot to make the next game, and that doesn't really mesh well with a studio where nobody has to make it if they don't want to. So
I think why just add
Half-Life 3 when you could just make a brand new thing like Left 4 Dead or Portal or Dota, you know?
They should just have a standalone DLC where you just like Gordon Freeman just like, oh man, that guy died, and then he's like, that's it, I'm out of here, and he jumps through a portal or something.
Okay, two things.
I'm not a good video game maker, so I don't know.
Two things. I like, Cody, that you said they should make something new. That you said Left 4 Dead, Portal, and
Windows
Dota.
came out. That's what it feels like. All they make is the damn same freaking things over and over again. Besides Half-Life, but
Left 4 Dead 3, it's coming out next year.
Yep.
I feel like for me personally, I agree with Sergio's thing about like a standalone DLC thing. Where I feel like they, instead of just going with Half-Life 3, they should just make a game in the Half-Life universe and just make various references to the events of Half-Life 3, even though that hasn't happened yet.
Remember that Half-Life 3 originally was Half-Life 2 Episode 3?
Yeah, exactly. It was supposed to be the episode.
So technically it already happened, but
basically, but then it stopped on a insane cliffhanger. I think that's really where the big issue is too. Is if they wanted to do something like that, all everyone's gonna ask is, "What about the cliffhanger? Oh my god! Oh my god! Why are you not?"
Oh, I got it. Okay, so at the end in this new DLC, Gordon Freeman is like, "Oh, I can't believe he died," and then he loses faith, and then he finds his church and he gets baptized, and then he has a daughter and she loses a pinky, and then he needs to find a way to. He fights his way through a flying city fortress.
You know what's crazy is that could totally work in the Half-Life.
It's
not that
could work in Half-Life.
I just
in case you guys didn't know what I was talking about BioShock Infinite.
Yeah. No.
What I really want, I just want a Half-Life game or a game in general that has a portal gun and a gravity gun. That's all I want.
And that's the thing. Like, if they finally sit down and make this, they have everything they need to make it.
Yeah.
Just insane. Like, sell bajillions of copies.
What if they made a World of Valve game where you go to Black Mesa, you go to Aperture, you meet the Team Fortress 2 guys. You see,
isn't that basically Gary's mod?
That's Gary's mod.
Okay, so
that's what explaining like how everybody looks so completely different.
All right, so guys, the Steam machines are coming out in November. What if this game they just suddenly release it on the day that they have these consoles out.
That's one of the things I've been thinking is it's basically like we said with Microsoft and Halo. That's Valve's Halo. It's Half-Life.
Yeah, because then by that time though. Yeah, by that time they'll have the Source engine out, and they'll want to show it off with something amazing like that.
And if you remember, like Half-Life 2, that was really what Half-Life 2 did. It was a big showcase of the Source engine, and it was full of puzzles and physics games and things like that. And you have a new engine, new physics games, new puzzles. I mean, Half-Life 3 confirmed. You heard it here first, folks. November.
Like, Valve is literally the only company that could do that. Like, they ship out the Steam machines. Half-Life 3 installed on them already. Like
yeah,
please to get it cost, you have to buy a Steam machine.
Like, I could see them doing that, honestly. They're literally the only company that would do it, and people would buy them. I would buy one, like...
Oh, yeah.
And here's the thing.
Pixelclicks cannot actually read the future.
No, we cannot. We're not sponsored by the future either. But here's the thing. I'm not even a fan of Half-Life. And I'd be excited to get Half-Life 3. Like...
At this point, it's just like this messianic, like, church almost that revolves around Half-Life. If you're a gamer, Half-Life is just this thing that you need. Even if you've never played Half-Life, even if you don't even like the last Half-Lives, Half-Life 3 needs to be confirmed in your life.
Yeah. I mean, but
what if it becomes just like Duke Nukem Forever, where it just sucks, and there's a bunch of racist jokes in it, and there's naked aliens, and it's just
honestly,
the Olsen twins.
The Olsen
twins. Yes, the Olsen twins.
Honestly, even if Half-Life 3 sucks, it doesn't matter because Half-Life is a thing that already changed games altogether. I realize I just said I'm not a fan of Half-Life. Bear with me here. I respect Half-Life in the fact that they changed first-person shooters forever. Mm-hmm. They changed how first-person stories can be told. Like it's a seminal game to the video game industry itself. That being said, if Half-Life 3 sucks, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
I will say the episode 1 and 2, in my opinion, were way better than the actual Half-Life 2 by itself. So that's why everybody got so excited. Because it was like, hey, episodic content. These are getting better with each episode. So my God, this cliffhanger. Episode 3 is going to be amazing. And then 10 years later, there is no episode 3.
Wait. So, okay, explain this to me. So there's Half-Life 1.
Half-Life
then there's Half-Life 2. And then there's Half-Life 2, Episode 1 and Episode 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Episode 1 and 2 is basically them trying... I shit you not, this is how they described it, is there was too much of a time gap between Half-Life 1 and 2 in development. So we've decided to pursue the episodic content format in order to decrease the amount of time it takes for you to get the next Half-Life experience, which worked fantastically for the first 2 episodes. And then it fell into a fucking Marinara's trench.
It fell into a bottle of marinara sauce.
Marinara, I can't say that word. I don't know why.
Marinara.
But after episode 2, we got Left 4 Dead 2 and Portal 2. So everything's all right?
That's what happened. Episode 3 was like, hey, we should make this. And then Left 4 Dead came out and was like, what's up, guys?
Yeah, I don't know. Everything... Yeah. I mean, everything will be all right when it comes out, but... Everything will be all right when Metal Gear Solid 5 comes out on September 1st.
Indeed. I cannot wait for... You know what? Just one second.
Not sponsored by...
I cannot
Shuts.
I cannot wait for Metal Gear 5 to come out. It's going to be great.
Jordan's crying.
I'll be so happy.
You took that shot just so you could cry on camera.
I'm holding it back. I'm not lying.
Jordan.
No, but I'm really looking forward to Phantom Pain because for so long I've been waiting for like a full-on Metal Gear game. Like, it's hard to explain, guys.
I'm right there with you because as a PC player, I've never got to experience the past ones. So...
It's
when
dope.
I heard it was found on PC, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing to me. I can't
this
wait.
is how much
2 weeks after.
How easily moddable that Phantom Pain has been, I cannot wait to see how crazy the mods end up being.
This is how much I love Metal Gear Solid. All right, I have a modern working PC that runs high. I have an Xbox One, but I am going to buy a PS4 for this because the originals were on PlayStation. And I just want to continue that legacy, and I'm just a dumb person who's going to spend too much money on this game.
Well, and you get it 2 weeks earlier than PC.
Doesn't matter.
Wait, it's coming out early on PC?
No.
Oh.
Coming
that's
out
what you said. 2
weeks after PS4.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, that didn't make any sense. I misheard you.
So
PC games coming out early? What the hell is that?
Yeah,
that's before consoles.
Grand Theft Auto. Fuck.
You have such a silly cough.
Silly cough.
I know.
It sort of sounded like you were saying Grand Theft Auto 5 something.
Red Dead Redemption. Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
And you gotta look at that cough. You gotta go to a hospital or something.
It's look that.
No, I legit have to cough.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Metal Gear Solid 5 because Metal Gear is one of my favorite games of all time. I have the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection, and this marks the 4th time I bought the original game. The 3rd time I bought Metal Gear Solid 2. The 2nd time I bought Metal Gear Solid 3. The 2nd time I bought Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. And the 2nd time I bought Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. Like,
let me tell you a quick short story. Before I knew anything about this Metal Gear Solid nonsense, all right, a friend of mine told me to buy the 3-pack that had 1, 2, and 3, and Metal Gear Solid 4. He's like, trust me, you won't regret it. I was like, this thing looks, I don't know, it looks weird. So I bought, when I was buying Metal Gear Solid 4, I had the option of buying the super awesome deluxe edition with the awesome alternate case and soundtrack and everything. And I said, nah, just get the regular one. And it was the last copy of that whole store. Now, I'm not going to make that same mistake. I'm going to buy the super deluxe edition that is awesome for this Metal Gear Solid 5.
Have you guys seen? Yes, I want the collector's edition so I can get a half-scale model of the arm.
I worry about things that will happen to that arm.
It's gonna masturbate.
Yeah.
I can only think of good things I could do with that arm.
You can use it to drink out of a cup.
Yep.
Why out of a cup? Why not just like on a blanket or something?
I could do that too.
I'm just saying a cup is such a hostile environment.
Guys, what I'm saying is you have not lived until you've had a mechanical arm juggle your balls. It is the best
while
thing.
Lactating.
Oh man, this is getting too weird. Speaking of getting too weird, Maxis just got shut down.
Oh fuck! I love you, Sergio.
Oh, I can't handle that transition. That's too much.
So Maxis is a company that was owned by EA, and they made the game SimCity, which came out 2 years ago, and it was kind of bad.
A little bit.
Teensy bit bad. So the sad thing is Maxis is a company that's been around for such a long time.
They've had a great legacy.
They have a humongous legacy.
It's
ended on a sour note, but
another one bites the dust. This is
just
kind of
like that. As that song goes, I forget how it goes, but yes, it's sad.
It's kind of standard operating procedure for EA anymore. It says, hey, these guys are doing something interesting and unique. Let's buy them. Take out everything interesting and unique. Hey, these games don't sell very well. You're fired.
Yep.
Basically, so Godspeed to the guys making the new Star Wars Battlefront game. Because if it does bad,
but I will say, like DICE and BioWare, like the only ones they haven't fucked up. So in that sense, we're okay with that. But
yeah, that's true.
True statement.
True that. But it's unfortunate that Max is getting shut down. Like, I'm sure all those people will land on their feet because they're all really talented people that know what they're doing. They're probably going to get picked up by all kinds of other companies. So there's that. It just sucks that just more and more more of these developers that have just a huge legacy are just gone.
Yeah.
Just bam in the blink of an eye. 50,000 people
screaming out in terror.
50,000 people.
That was a Modern Warfare 1 joke. Anyway,
I was turning into a
Speaking of old games, World of Warcraft.
God damn it, guys! No one is going to do my awesome.
We're taking your transitions away.
Listen. It's not like we don't care. It's just that you're missing these opportunities.
I brought it to Call of Duty Modern Warfare because war's in the name. World of Warcraft.
I see what you did there.
It's so good. Fucked you up.
This is better than mine. I submit. I'm sorry.
Okay, but anyway, the World of Warcraft is doing its thing finally, where you get tokens. Like you get in-game tokens to pay for your real life subscriptions, which is basically the EVE model, and that's fairly awesome.
They've been really wow. This entire expansion pack has basically been, holy shit, players have way too much gold. What the fuck do we do?
Yes.
Like, they've been just, like, literally those words, like, the cursing and everything. Because, like, everything in this expansion pack is, how do we take your gold from you? Like, because they're pooping their pants over this.
Yeah.
So, I'm not surprised that this is when they finally unveiled it.
Yeah. My query is, what exactly is wrong with everybody having a ton of gold?
I think it's part of it is the prices have gotten so inflated that if you're a new player, it just feels like it's impossible to catch up.
Yeah, but basically, with everyone having so much money, it destroys the in-game economy. So if someone goes to the
crazy inflation,
if someone goes to the auction house, they can't buy anything because everything's super expensive.
And then when you start out in your first plane and you're getting like, oh, I have like 5 gold, I'm rich as fuck. And then you go to the auction house, you literally can't even buy like a gray item for 5 gold.
Yeah.
It feels terrible.
So basically with everyone having so much money, it just depreciated the value of gold in general in the whole entire game. So it's like, why even have this anymore? So at least now with the tokens, you can put all that extra gold into the tokens and pay for your subscription. So then that would drive down prices in the auction house, and it would deflation would occur, and it would help the in-game economy.
I think that's pretty awesome.
No, it's a smart move, but I feel like it's been way too long.
Yeah.
It's
also a big part of it
to make a bigger impact. It should have happened sooner.
Yeah, like honestly, at this point, I have 100% no desire to ever go back to WoW. No. Like, I never want to do it again. Like, I just it's not in me anymore.
I'm the lone holdout here.
Yeah.
I still love that game.
Keep going.
No, I love that game too, but I'm never going back to it because I'm.
Y'all motherfuckers know once Sargeras comes in that game, y'all fucking resubscribing. So don't even.
That
fucking
is
bullshit.
true. That
all know that shit.
The truth.
Yeah, but considering how they've been acting lately about expansions, that's probably not going to happen until like 2020.
Oh no, that'll be like WoW 3. It'll finally happen.
Yeah.
Gotta milk that bitch, man. Gotta milk it every day.
Granted, I'm not gonna lie. As soon as Elder Scrolls Online goes on to PS4, I'm in there. I'm in there. Free to play.
Shout out to how stupid the story is in Warlords of Draenor right now, only because of the new cinematic, which I'm sure Cody has already seen.
No idea.
It was really cool until then, and I went, "Oh God!" I knew they were going to do it, but
no idea what you're talking about. I'm really curious.
All right, spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert!
So basically, the whole point of the storyline of Warlords of Draenor. You guys hold your hands up because I'm fucking tired. Jordan's doing a much better job, anyways. So basically, the whole point of Warlords of Draenor was that we're changing time, and the Horde isn't going to become corrupted by drinking the blood of Manaroth and becoming a demon army. So basically, in 6.1, we've defeated the Iron Horde for all intents and purposes. So what do? They go drink the demon blood and become corrupted, just like in the past, because you can't escape the past, because this is original writing in a video game, folks. So yeah, basically the entire point of the beginning of the expansion is mute. There's no reason. And
It's
jazz
moot.
hands are fantastic.
The point is move.
So that's retarded.
Yep.
That's retarded. Perfect good way to come back. I will say, real quick, spoiler hands again. I will say, I was totally expecting that they were just going to make
Grom?
Hellscream. Yeah, Grom, Hellscream. They were going to make him the leader. Like, because they went so much into his backstory about, like, I made mistakes and in honor. And I like the fact that they didn't make him the one who converts.
Yes.
I will give them that small caveat.
I will give them that.
But
they didn't do that.
The rest of it is terrible.
Yeah, okay.
And it's,
Basically what we're saying, Chris Metzen, get your stuff together.
Hey, get it together.
I realize jazz hands do not translate to a podcast, so everyone who's listening, fuck, we're sorry.
We said spoilers.
We said
We
spoilers.
said spoiler hands up front.
So
Spoilers over, by the way.
Yeah. On that note,
In case you're somehow listening to wait for the spoilers to end.
Sergio, do you have any last comments before you have to probably take off because your thing is getting closer and closer? Any wise words of wisdom?
Okay.
Give us something that rocks. To
leave us all inspired for the rest of the
Before
year.
you leave the band,
Okay.
give us something that
I will, since you guys are asking for this, I want to talk about how Max Payne 4 is going to be a dope game. It's going to be great.
we should all buy
Yeah.
Max Payne 3 and just do a multiplayer match against each other.
I have it. I bought all 3 games.
I need you to play them
$8
all
on
in order,
Amazon.
and I'm gonna watch you. We're gonna stream together, and you're
Max
gonna play the whole
Mondays
game.
with Jordan.
Max Mondays.
Max Mondays.
Max Mondays, 7 p.m. Max Mondays with Sergio and Jordan. Jordan will be playing. Sergio will be doing commentary, and then we will be having snacks.
Does it? I can't
like
wait
the
for that
snacks
last
part.
part. Does it have to be a stream? Can we just do a let's play of it?
That's what I meant. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Because you and I both don't have a lot of time.
We'll upload them on Mondays. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
I literally meant that, but I
Okay.
figuratively said this, and it was a little bit of that and a little bit of this.
Well,
But you could deal
Sergio-
with that, or you could deal with this.
Sergio, since you're here and that makes 4 of us, we should probably talk about the fact that Rock Band 4 is a thing and is coming out.
How did you tie that in? That was so good.
That was surprisingly good. I gotta give him that.
This is why I should do the transitions, guys.
Hey, mine
You're
was
too
pretty
slow.
good tonight. Okay.
This is what
I'm
you
glad
don't
you got-
pay me for. We don't get
I'm
paid.
glad
at all,
you guys didn't get
You're
mad
very
at-
sound.
Glad you guys didn't get mad at me for denying that obvious call to talk about Rock Band, because
This is why we need to time this so Jordan knows that 5 minutes, no matter what anyone else is saying. Hey guys, here's the transition.
yeah, he
The
needs to
middle
do
of
something.
Sergio talking about Max Payne.
Otherwise, I would have transitioned. I wouldn't have transitioned all those other things because
Well,
I
see,
thought they were
here's
great.
the thing, guys. Back in episode 4, I had this problem where I would transition too soon. So now I'm trying to find a good point where the conversation is hitting a lull, and then we jump into the next topic. But anyway, Rock Band 4 is the thing that's coming out, and the best thing about it is that all the games that you downloaded as DLC from Rock Bands 1 through 3 transfer over to Rock Band 4. Now, the only caveat to this is that the games that appeared on the discs of Rock Bands 1 through 3 may not come with Rock Band 4.
Excuse me.
which
You're saying
sucks.
games? You mean songs? I'm confused.
Songs. Sorry, songs.
I just I didn't know. I've never played them, so I didn't know if there was like multiple games.
So unfortunately, like, because there's all these licensing issues with all the songs and stuff. So say if there's like a Metallica song on Rock Band 1, that is not going to show up in Rock Band 4.
Don't you freaking hate copyright like that? Like,
people keep hoping.
It sucks, but because part of the problem is that there's a Guitar Hero Metallica, so that's why no Metallica songs.
People keep hoping that there will be the Beatles. Mm-hmm.
No, there's no Metallica, no Beatles. Whoever other bands had a Guitar Hero specific thing, like I think Zeppelin had one. I think
Zeppelin had one.
Maybe.
Yeah, so there's gonna be no Zeppelin songs.
I just always hate when this problem rears itself, because it's happened multiple times. I mean, there was a whole controversy, probably about a year ago, for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on PC, who mysteriously got a patch that did nothing except rip a bunch of the songs out. Which is unfortunate. Just like, yo, I'm making your song more popular. Like, can you just let me use it? Like, I don't.
So, bad news is, Rock Band 4 will probably not have songs from those big bands I just named. Good news is, the 2,000 plus songs of DLC that came out during the lifespan of Rock Bands 1 through 3, that can all transfer to Rock Band 4, and you can get all those songs.
As long as you haven't switched consoles.
Yes, as long as you didn't switch consoles.
If you have switched from 360
that's another
to
caveat.
PS4, nothing. Sorry.
And right now, at the time of this recording, it's not confirmed, but Harmonix is working with Sony and Microsoft to try to make all the instruments forward compatible with the PS4 and Xbox One. Mm-hmm. So what they're trying to do, so they're trying to make it so you don't have to buy new instruments.
But I'm going to anyway.
Yeah, like most likely you'll do it anyway. But the problem is, the PS3 and the Xbox 360 use entirely different
controller inputs.
Yeah, like wireless communications from the PS4 and Xbox One. So that's where the issue lies. So they're trying, but it might not work. So
Cody
good news is that's a sloth. Rock Band 4 is a thing, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
I like how Jordan had to specify that's a sloth. That is not just a monkey. Right. That is a sloth.
Well, I gotta go, so I'll talk to you guys later.
Sergio.
I will be back on the stream eventually. I'm playing chess. That's the game I'm playing. I'll be streaming it every Monday through Thursday. So there you go.
All right.
Maybe that's what I was going to
Chess Thursdays.
All right.
Chess Thursdays.
Chess Thursdays.
Have a good final portion of the podcast, y'all. Bye.
All right.
Later.
Bye, Sergio. Now, the good thing is...
Now that he's gone,
No, we can talk about the real things. No. I believe we got through everything that we wanted to talk about.
Pretty much.
Right?
Yeah.
So, since Sergio already started it, let's go right into what are you playing and what are you looking forward to? Cody, let's start with you.
I'm not really playing anything right now. I'm probably gonna start playing. I'm still not. Dude, I don't play anything. Like, honestly, D&D is all I play. I'm playing that tomorrow, and then Sunday I'll probably, once I'm done with all this D&D stuff out of my head, because I've become like co-dungeon master. So I'm just my life is reading manuals and looking at loot, and I'm like, I gotta learn all this stuff.
Yeah.
So once that's out of my head tomorrow, I'm probably gonna finally start Elder Scrolls. It's only like 6 months late, but finally. Check out that 1.6 patch.
Yeah.
Everything I've heard about that patch, people are extremely excited about it. It sounds like it's awesome. So I'm excited to finally get to play it. But it does feel a bit, I will say, like the people who bought it at release were beta testing it, and now the real game's coming out. So,
That's usually
I mean, it's sad.
An MMO.
That's literally that's the case when it comes to MMOs anymore.
Yeah.
If you want to get the real product, come back in a year.
Yep.
So, and pay way less.
Yep.
So, but that'll probably be me doing that until something else comes out because nothing's coming out anytime soon. I will probably be playing. I'm not sure when it comes out, but Pillars of Eternity. That looks sick.
No idea what that is.
Yeah, Pillars of Eternity will be pretty cool.
What is Pillars of Eternity?
It's kind of like an isometric type, like Baldur's Gate type game.
Yeah,
but
Obsidian.
Built today on an insanely good-looking engine with incredible-looking art. So it's pretty much like harkening back to those old days. And since I've been trying those games out again, like Icewind Dale, hey, let's check in a new one. So
interesting.
And it's from Obsidian, so it'll have a shit ton of bugs at release.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's an Obsidian staple.
Oh, good old Obsidian.
Oh, Obsidian.
Was Wasteland 2 by them?
No.
No. It wasn't.
Oh, but Wasteland 2
Wasteland
2 is coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Yep.
Hey, with all the bug fixes.
Yeah, in your
Get the real
face,
product.
PC.
Beta tested it. I was amazed at some of those patches they put out for that. Like, it's insane how long the fixes are. Like, it didn't seem that buggy when I played it at release, but apparently it was incredibly buggy because there's an insane amount of fixes.
On a random side note, did you guys hear about that one Destiny patch? It came out, and in the patch notes it says, "This patch creates this bug," but we patch it out later.
A lot of patches you have the known issues, and that's usually the PR way of saying it. I like that they were just like, it makes the bug. We're sorry.
I love Bungie because their patch notes are hilarious every single time. I will just say that. They're like straight up about everything that they do in their patch notes usually.
Yeah.
And it's it's basically an MMO, and a lot of times with those kind of crazy big games like that, you fix one thing and it breaks something entirely different, and you have no idea why.
Yeah.
So.
And you can't afford to just be like, "Oh, we'll delay the patch," because most of the time the thing you're trying to fix is pretty important.
I'm honestly just waiting for a reason to go back to Destiny. I'll probably go back.
Hey, cross-buy, if that allows me to play Destiny.
That would be amazing.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd be a happy camper. I haven't even thought about that.
Play it again.
Fuck.
I'll play it together.
Destiny and Halo?
Oh, wait. You have... Dang it. But that would mean you'd playing the Xbox version of Destiny.
Yeah, but still, it would be cool for Cody, at least,
It would be.
It's
better than nothing, guys.
It's better than nothing.
Get a PS4.
You want to give me the money for it? Because I'll go do it.
Come on, get your
sponsor us, guys. Come on,
we're
gonna make a Kickstarter.
3 paychecks. I'll think
about GoFundMe.
Cody finally becomes a console master race.
We're gonna start a Patreon, and one of the stretch goals is getting Cody a PS4.
Let's do it. It's my birthday next week. You watch me. I'll stream it. Looking like a freaking idiot with a controller. You guys probably would have laughed your ass off at watching me try to play Grand Theft Auto on my PS3.
We could get Helldivers. It'll be so good.
We will do a charity stream. We will do a charity stream, and the charity stream will be for Cody getting a PS4.
Exactly.
Shane, what are you playing? What are you looking forward to?
I'm playing Helldivers.
Helldivers. Diving straight into hell.
I will straight up say this is one of the few times I'm incredibly jelly of you console people because that looks awesome.
I really want to get it.
It's really, really awesome. I enjoy... I mean, I've liked their games before because they made Magicka.
Yeah.
So,
Magicka is a fantastic game.
That's
an adventure of sorts.
Wow. Yeah, that's them. So...
I say that's them because I don't remember the developer name.
It's
them software.
Them software.
Them developers.
It's a very similar gameplay-wise, I would say, but it's more... Obviously, it's like got a little more Starship Troopers humor in it. And,
I'm gonna be that.
But the gameplay, I would say, is close to Magicka. You have to do like the button combinations to do certain things.
Yeah.
See, okay, if on a controller, I can see that much being okay.
Yeah.
That was one problem with Magicka is it did not translate well at all.
It did not.
To mouse keyboard. I was so confused.
Yeah, like because you have to do like button combinations to call in for like extra ammo and stuff, right?
Yeah, you do it. You do it to call in extra ammo. You do it to call in like a turret, which is awesome because it can potentially kill you unless you duck to the ground.
That's awesome.
And I think that's the thing that I enjoy the most about games from those guys is they don't give a shit. They have friendly fire turned on automatically
at all times.
and if you screw up, you will kill all of your friends, and they will slap you through the internet. So,
Arrowhead Game Studios.
Yes.
Arrowhead Game Studios. That's the name of the developer.
Hopefully, somebody other than me will get Helldivers so that I can play.
I'm probably gonna end up getting Helldivers because it just looks really, really fun.
Well, when I get my charity PS4, I'll get it, and 3 of you will be kicking ass, and I'll be the big dreadnought, just like, wait for me! I shoot guys!
Yes.
I'll be like running around in circles in some corner. How do I steer this thing?
I'll let you borrow my PS Vita, Cody, and that way you can play it on there.
Oh, yeah, that'll help. That'll make it even easier. Tiny little screen. Oh, I'm going to be a fucking pro at this game.
Fantastic.
And I'm looking forward to Bloodborne. I'm going to say every single weekend. It's only 2 weeks away. They unveiled
24th?
Or is it 2 weeks away? Hold on. 3 weeks away. I'm jumping the gun. Sorry.
Yeah, the 24th.
But still close. And they revealed the PvP, or a little bit of the PvP today, which is awesome.
Yes.
Because they've been very tight-lipped about how that's going to work in Bloodborne. But it sounds like there's going to be a creepy lady who roams around with a bell. And if you hear her starting to ring that bell, you better find her or somebody's going to come in your world and fuck you up. Excuse my language. But that's just how it goes.
Before I talk about it.
You're like, oh, I said fuck once. And I'm sitting here like, rah, rah, rah. He's the polite British man.
I mean, we did talk about lactation and whatever else earlier. But, whatever.
Before I talk about what games I'm playing, Western 8 over in the chat was asking top 3 movies of all time. For me, that would have to be Snatch, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, and number 3, I might have to go with The Green Mile. Yes. So there you go, Western 8.
Top 3?
What am I playing? What am I looking forward to?
We don't
get to answer the top 3?
Fine. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead. What's your top 3 movies of all time?
Get it now. Jeez. I mean, we're already...
I'm going to have to say The Hobbit 3 was fantastic. There's no problems with that movie at all. And then, of course, Star Wars Episode 1, 2, 3, and then The Hobbit 2. Those are my favorite movies of all time. I'm not even mad.
Go find hell and go there.
Top 3. Oh,
top 3.
I thought we said bottom. Okay. My bad. Devil's advocate.
Top 3 movies.
I rewatched The Hobbit 3 on 1080p, and I was so freaking pissed.
Oh, jeez.
There's so many freaking plot holes in that movie.
I still haven't seen 2 or 3 yet, so.
Yeah. I'm going to say Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Fair choice.
Now that was good.
Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't care if it came out just last year.
No,
I really liked it.
That's a good movie.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I don't care.
That's also a really good movie.
So that's my top 3.
I have 2 Blu-rays of it, I think, of Scott Pilgrim, which is weirdly I have 2 Blu-rays of that.
Shane, what's in your mouth? What were you just drinking? We should start that.
Water.
Water? Okay, I'm water.
I'm not drinking water. I'm drinking Maker's Mark Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey.
Yeah!
Who we are not sponsored by.
Yet.
What am I playing? What am I looking forward to? I played a bunch of stuff this week. I played through Counter Spy, which is one of the free games on PlayStation Network this month. It's a really fun game. I played through it in its entirety. It's not a long game. I finished it in maybe 2 hours or so. Basically, you play as a spy that is going against both the stand-in for Americans and the stand-in for the Soviets. And basically, you're infiltrating either or, and getting plans and stuff, and just stopping them from launching nuclear missiles at the moon for whatever reason. Yes, it's a random thing that they're doing. I read
somewhere, like at one point or another, like the American government had a plan to blow up the moon. Because
I am not surprised. It takes place during the Cold War, so
yeah,
maybe
it's
that's
like, hey, if we need to show how powerful we are, let's blow up the moon.
Yeah, because we don't need that at all, right? Am I right, guys?
The moon.
Damn commies, that's who.
Did I talk about the Swapper last week?
I think so.
No.
Well, I played the Swapper, and that's a fantastic game. It was a free game last month. It's a puzzle game where you get a gun that shoots out clones of yourself, and then you can transfer your consciousness into those clones. That's kind of cool. And it raises all these questions of like, if you put your consciousness into a clone, are you still you? Or are you something else now? Like, it raises all kinds of questions like that, and it's really, really super cool.
It's not to be confused with the Swiper, which is a simulator for grocery store attendant.
Yes, yeah. Swiper, no swiping. That's a Swapper, and it's a really, really fun game. If you haven't played it, I recommend you play it. It's on PC. It's on everything now, basically.
It's on all things. Download it. You have no excuse.
Go down.
Yeah. Well. Actually, no, it was free last month.
So go buy it.
Nah. Bit late there. Get Counter-Spy. Counter-Spy is fun. It's free this month.
Damn it,
so
Jordan, telling us too late.
Oddworld New and Tasty. So going at
Oddworld New and Tasty is the other free game for PS4. Oh, and Valiant Hearts.
Another Oddworld.
Well, Oddworld New and Tasty is just a remake of the original Oddworld.
Oh, but
they didn't make new Oddworld.
But it's a true remake instead of.
It's a true remake. They rebuilt it from the ground up, so entirely new sprites, entirely new everything.
That's
pretty cool.
That's why it's new and tasty, because people eat the.
Anyway,
spoilers. Anyway, the other free game is Valiant Hearts, which I am going to dig into that this week.
You should stream it.
Really looking forward to that.
For different reasons than being scared.
And I got Ollie 2 from my PS Vita.
Yes, Ollie 2 is on PS Vita. So is what's the other game? Oh, Counter-Spy. Counter-Spy was the other game.
Yeah.
And then for PS3, there was Counter-Spy as well. It's on all three systems. What were the other two games?
I don't remember for PS3.
I would turn my PS3 right now, but that is not true. But yes, I played the second episode of Resident Evil Revelations 2, and I have to say, Resident Evil Revelations 2 is my current favorite game of the year so far. Mostly because of the raid mode, which is fantastic. It's basically the Mercenaries mode that showed up in Resident Evil 3, Code Veronica X, Resident Evil 4, and 6, and 5. Yeah, all of those. But they added an RPG element to it in which your characters can level up after you complete missions and stuff. And it's really, really super addicting, and it's great. They gave you daily missions, and it's great. It's fantastic.
It's amazing how just adding a leveling system can so much more addictive.
It changed it entirely. This second episode of Resident Evil Revelations was a lot better than last week's the first episode. The first episode, it has to build up the world and everything like that. The second episode is like, all right, you know what the world is, now here's the creepy stuff. And they give you plenty of creepy stuff. In that, you have to fight invisible monsters.
Nice.
Too spooky.
You cannot... They're entirely invisible except for Natalia, who's a little girl who can see demons, basically.
That's fun.
That's
good. So that was super, super creepy. But it was fun. It was great. And there was a huge, huge twist You find out like who the main antagonist is in the end of the second episode. I'm not going to spoil it here. Maybe next week, but it's great. It's fantastic.
Zombie Hitler.
I like where
waffles.
Resident Evil Revelations 2 is going. I like where it's going.
Not waffles.
What else? Oh, I've also been playing Donkey Kong Country 1
Wow. Oh man.
because I got all 3 games on Wii U, and it's fantastic. I miss those games so much, and I remember a lot more of that game than I thought I did. Like, I remember all these secrets are and stuff. It's really cool. I think that's all the games I've been playing, guys. What I'm looking forward to, though, next week, Hotline Miami 2.
Hey.
So we get Hotline Miami 2 for PS4, and then Ori and the Blind Forest for Xbox One. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that game. That is a Metroidvania type of puzzler platformer game, so I'm really looking forward to that. And at the end of the month is Axiom Verge, which I'm super looking forward to because it's basically a Metroidvania style game that's styled like Metroid 1, the original Metroid. Anyway, that's all the things I'm playing this week. But for podcast listeners right now, if you stay tuned for maybe 30 minutes or so, I'm going to be back on this channel playing Smash Bros. Online. So that should be fun. If you guys are going to join me, that's awesome. I don't know who's going to be joining me, so we're going to figure that out later.
We'll figure it out. We'll join.
But thank you for watching the Pixel Clicks podcast.
I just want to give a shout out to my apparently giant fan. I didn't realize it looks that big, but apparently Steph says it looks gigantic. So, hey man, go big or go home.
Shout out to the people who are in chat watching live. Thank you so much for watching. If you have
shout out to really horribly fucked up jokes because
really terrible jokes.
Yeah, can't repeat that on the air.
Can't repeat any of that.
Let's not say any of those things. If you have questions or comments or whatever, send it to us at pixelclickspodcast@gmail.com. We're going to be making a Twitter. Find us on facebook.com/pixelclickspodcast, twitch.tv/pixelclickspodcast, youtube.com/pixelclickspodcast. All of these things, pixelclickspodcast.
okcupid.com/pixelclickspodcast.
And our Tinder profile. Pixel Clicks
and our
Podcast.
Tinder profile, Pixel Clicks Podcast.
Nice.
If you want to follow Sergio, who is a director and a film creator, on Twitter, follow him at YesSergio. You can follow me at Jordan is a Bear. These two guys need to make Twitter accounts.
I have one.
I just don't use it. So
they don't use their Twitter accounts.
But mine is Cartoonic21. If anybody really wants to follow me, I'll see.
Cartoonic21. That's Shane at Cartoonic21. Cody, what was yours again?
I have no idea.
No,
it's going to be our...
We'll figure it out next week.
Cody will handle the Twitter for Pixel Clicks Podcast. Don't worry about that. Pixel Clicks Podcast, guys. That is PCP for short because everything is better with PCP. So until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Later.